Well, hello. This is Deborah, and I am with Solve Speech. Solve Speech is the name of my company through which I offer English language lessons and on a variety of subjects. So, if you have any questions about English grammar, English pronunciation, reading, listening, writing, speaking, vocabulary, expressions, phrasal verbs, gerunds, infinitives, all of it. Go ahead and message me. You can message me through YouTube, comment on any of my almost 100 videos, and you can also send me a message through Twitter. Okay, people. Some of my friends who are watching also send me messages directly, but that's on my private contact information. So if my phone goes off, I'm looking for questions from some of my viewers. I was talking with someone at work the other day, and her first language isn't English, although she has a pretty good grasp of English when it comes to basic conversation. I just wanted to maybe start with an explanation of the difference between basic conversation skills in any language and cognitive, communicative skills. There's a difference in just basic conversation, the conversation that skills that you use to get by in the grocery store. And hello, viewer. I don't know who you are yet, but thank you for visiting. I like talking to an audience. Okay, so there's basic communication skills that you use to get by in, let's say, you're going to the grocery store in an English-speaking or English-dominant country, or the doctor's office. Even that's kind of basic communication because you can plan what you're going to ask before you go. You can almost rehearse a script. And then you have the higher level cognitive communication skills where you're starting to understand the nuances of language and you're able to understand things like sarcasm and double meanings. Understanding jokes might fall under both categories, basic communication as well as cognitive communication, cognitive academic language skills. But the higher level skills are what people use when, let's say, they're going to school in an English speaking country, and when they're going to, I don't know, anywhere from middle school on up, middle school, high school, community college, universities, where their language, reading, writing, listening, and speaking skills are put on a higher demand of accuracy. But I'm here to tell you about it all. Let me find out if there's a question here, just real quick. Excuse me. Okay. Yes, I'm here for it all. So if you are in university, if you're studying and you're writing a paper, for example, and you're questioning, does this sound right? Am I using the right words to express what I want to say? I can help with that too. I do offer private one-on-one individual English lessons. If you contact me through my website, which is solvespeech.com, solvespeech.com. My contact information's there. It's you can go through YouTube, Twitter also, and somehow get in touch with me, and we can work out a basic package of doing individual one-on-one sessions. I guess individual and one-on-one mean the same thing. Sorry about the sun shining in my face. The lighting here is very strange this time of day and this time of year. But yeah, so we can work out either a package deal or find out what rates and what schedule you want. And we can work that out. Okay, so I was talking to a woman at work, and her first language is not English. Although, as I was saying before, she has a pretty good grasp on basic communication skills. So when she hears someone talking, she can respond quickly and accurately, but maybe not grammatically accurately. So she's responding to the question the right way, appropriately, but the grammar's just, the grammar could use a little work. And hello, second viewer. I'm so excited that you're here. Thank you for joining me. I'm just privileged to have the ability to be able to do this. Okay, so she was telling me a story about how she had to go up to the mechanic to get her car repaired. And she said, I'm going with one of my friend. And she looks at me like, did I say that right? Is it friends, one of my friend? And I said, well, the answer I gave her was, it's one of my friends with the S. So if you're saying, and she said, why use the S if you're talking about one? And that is a very good question, because if you're talking about one, you would think that it's singular. And yes, you're still talking about one. So your verb is going to conjugate with one. Your verb is going to conjugate with a singular subject. But at the end of that phrase, one of my friends, why do you put the S on friends? The reason is you're talking about a group of people. You have more than one friend, right? I'll look at that at the end to see if there's a question. But you have more than one friend. If you have one friend, you would say, my friend. You have one friend in the world. That's my friend. I'm going to turn the beeper off here. Well, hello and welcome. I appreciate your attendance. So you have more than one. If you have one friend, you're talking about my friend. I have one friend in the world. That's my friend. That's when you use the singular. I'm assuming and I'm hoping that you have more friends on the planet. Everybody should. We're pack animals, so everybody should have more than one friend. So you're talking about my friends. And you're talking about a group of friends, a group of people, friends, people, they're both plural. And, but you're only going uptown to the mechanic with one of them. So one of a group of my friends. But to simplify it, we'll just say one of my friends. That is why you put the S on friends. Also, it doesn't have anything to do with the subject of the sentence or how the verb agrees with the subject of the sentence, because of my friends is a prepositional phrase. So that's kind of like a little section of that sentence that it's its own entity. You could say, I'm going to the mechanic with, I'm going to, let's just say car dealership. I'm going to the car dealership with someone. That's one person. I'm going to the car dealership with a friend. That's one person. A friend of mine. A friend of mine. Or one of my friends. But that of my friends is a prepositional phrase, and you could just take that out. Not in this particular phrase, but when you're looking at the verb that follows it, one of my friends is taking me to the car dealership. So why do I say is when I said one of my friends? Because is agreeing with the subject one, not with the noun friends. Because remember, we took that little section, that prepositional phrase, separated it, and we're looking at what is the subject, one. What is the verb you're going to agree with the subject, is. So you could even say someone is taking me to the car dealership. But you were being more specific when you asked me that question. So you said one of my friends. And I hope that has answered that question. And let me just take a look here and see. That's not a question. That's not a question. And then one other place I want to look. Okay. We're all caught up with people texting me. The other thing I wanted to talk about today was the past tense, the past simple. So in a sentence, when you're talking about the past, okay, let me start over. In a sentence, when you're talking in the past tense, you would use the past tense form of the verb. I'm going to generalize this rule here and say that the past tense of a verb doesn't conjugate like the present tense does. Like, you know, when you have to add the S at the end of a verb, if your subject is he, she, or it, like, I go to the store. This is present tense. I go to the store. He goes to the store. So you have to add the S for that. The good news is, in English, you don't have to do that for the past tense. I went, he went, they went, we went, you went. We all went. One of my friends went. So you would just use the past tense of the verb. In regular verbs, because we have regular and irregular, the regular ones, you would add the ed if you're writing it. Sometimes you would just add the d sound to the end of the word, and sometimes you would add an id sound to the end of the word, like skated, or shot, or a t sound at the end of the word, shot. Interested, learned, and those are all regular verbs, although the pronunciation is different, and that's a whole different video that I might make someday. Note to self, make that video someday. So those are regular. Typically, they're spelled with just the ed at the end. If the word already has, if the verb already ends with an E, like skate, S-K-A-T-E, you just add the D when you're writing it, but you have to add the syllable skate in the past tense, skated. Yes, I will make that pronunciation video at some point in the future. Okay, so irregular verbs, because you have regular, and that's like easy flowing, easy going, but then you have irregular verbs, which kind of break the rules for all the rest of them, because what is a rule if it's not meant to be broken? What's it for if it's not meant to be broken? So let's, in terms of spelling also, with going back a little bit with the ed endings, if the word ends with a Y, like the word study, most times you would change the Y to an I and add an ed, studied. Okay. Let's look at the irregular verb teach. Okay, so I, in the past tense, it's irregular, taught. Let's see, what did I teach? Oh, I taught English. Okay, I taught English in Spain. This is true, but it's also my example today. I taught English in Spain. I have never been to Italy, so I would, if I'm turning that into the past tense, but in the negative, I would say I didn't, which is the contraction of did not, teach English in Italy. I taught English in Spain. I didn't teach English in Italy. The trick there is when I'm using the affirmative sentence, yes, I taught English in Spain. I use the word taught, the past irregular form of the verb teach. But in the negative, I go back to the pure form of the word. instead of, because my past tense is represented in the word did. The past tense is represented in the word did. So I don't say did not taught. I didn't taught. That is incorrect. You would say, I didn't teach. You're using the word, you're going back to the pure form of the word. So if the verb is teach, then in the negative, how you're going to express the past is with the word did. Same thing with a question. Did you teach in Italy? No, I didn't teach in Italy. I taught in Spain. Another example. This is a fun one for me anyway, because I just have the best memories of my vacation in Puerto Rico. So I'm going to talk about Puerto Rico a little bit. Puerto Rico. Oh, qué bueno. Anyway, I'm also fluent in Spanish. So if you are a Spanish speaker, please feel free to ask me questions in Spanish about English, and I will. I have a viewer from Cape Town, South Africa. Hello, friend. Hello, Phoebe and Grace also say hello. They send their love, and we miss you very, very much. Come back anytime. I loved having you here. And thank you for watching. This is so exciting. And whoever the third viewer is, I'm excited to meet you as well. So thank you for visiting. And pop in and say hello. There's a comment section, I believe, somewhere. I don't know what the screen looks like from your end, but go ahead and send a comment. I'd love to hear from you. But I do appreciate all of you viewing. Where was I? Oh, yes. I was still on vacation. I went, this is the past tense, in the affirmative. I went to Puerto Rico 3 weeks ago. Went is the irregular, it's an irregular verb. Go is the irregular verb, okay, in the past. It's went. I went to Puerto Rico. I didn't go to the Dominican Republic. I went to Puerto Rico. Did you go to Cuba? No, I didn't go to Cuba. I went to Puerto Rico. The incorrect way of saying it is I didn't went. Did you went? Did you went on vacation? So that's not the right way to say it. You would say I didn't. Did you go? Did you go? Not did you went. Did you go to Puerto Rico? Did you go to Cuba? Did you go shopping? No, I didn't go shopping. No, I didn't go to Cuba. I went to Puerto Rico. I went shopping. I went to the store. I went to work. I didn't go to work. I didn't go to work. I went on vacation. So those are some examples of using the past. Hello. Oh, this is funny. So I'm gonna, since you're watching, I am going to tell you, when I announced to my friends, when I texted them, I said, I'm going live at 12:45 Eastern Standard Time. Come watch me if you can. If not, don't worry, there's going to be more videos. There are going to be more videos. Correct grammar. And I texted one of my friends and she wrote back, are you alive? And I think what she meant was, are you live? Like, am I live on YouTube like I am right now? But she said, are you alive? A-L-I-V-E. And I just wanted to point out that you want to say, are you live? Live on YouTube. Live broadcasting. As compared with being alive. Yes, I have a pulse. I'm breathing. My heart is beating. Yes, I'm alive. Alive being the opposite of dead. No, I'm not dead. I'm alive. And I'm live. I think that I've covered the couple of topics that I wanted to this afternoon. I have a few minutes and I would love to hear back from you if you have any questions you would like to send my way, please feel free to do so now. If you would like more examples, let me know. I will be happy to try and come up with something. Go ahead and you can message me on my phone, or you can send me a message through the channel. While I'm waiting for questions, if you have any, I just want to show you what I got the other day. This is a ukulele. And I don't know how to describe it. It's different than a guitar. It's as compared with a guitar, which has 6 strings, the ukulele has 4 strings, and it has a higher pitch sound. I'm still learning. Okay, so I'm much better at the guitar. I'm still waiting for questions, so I'm kind of passing the time while we do that. But the ukulele, this is my baby. I named her Felicity from the Spanish word feliz, because this reminds me of I don't know, the sound of it. Island life, living on the island. Or I've never lived on an island before, but man, do I dream about it. My vacation in Puerto Rico was it was unforgettable. And in fact, while we're here and I'm still waiting for questions, let me show you a picture of the water. And this is just the ocean in Puerto Rico. And this is just a couple, I don't know if the color is coming out in this video or not. You can see the reflection from that darn light. Okay. But anyway, the weather was nice. I'm not going to lie. It did rain a couple of days, but, when I just said that, it reminded me of our past tense conversation when I said it did rain a couple of days. That's an affirmative sentence, but I used the auxiliary did in that sentence. If I were just saying it as a simple sentence, I would say it rained. That's the past tense affirmative. But the reason I'm using the auxiliary in the affirmative in that sentence is because I'm emphasizing the difference. Because typically on an island vacation, you would expect it not to rain. So I'm emphasizing the fact that it was sunny most of the time, but it did rain a few days. So I am emphasizing the difference. Usually on a vacation, it should be sunny, but the difference is on my vacation, it did rain a couple of days. So I wanted to state that difference too, because earlier I was saying you use the auxiliary did in negatives and questions, which is true. But you don't always have to use it just in negatives and questions. The auxiliary can be used to emphasize a contrast. So let me give you another example. I don't usually work on the weekends. Last Saturday, I did work. I could say I worked last Saturday, but I'm contrasting the fact that usually I don't. But last Saturday, I did work. Usually I don't work on Saturdays. I'll give you an example of how it sounds funny, and then an example of how it sounds better. The weird, funny example is, I don't usually work Saturdays, but last Saturday I worked. Yes, I will. Someone wants to know how the weather is right now. I'll tell you that in just a second. Okay, so the funny, weird way of saying it is, I don't usually work on Saturdays, but last Saturday I worked. But the better way of saying it, because I don't usually work on Saturdays, is to emphasize, but I did work last Saturday. You might even put a little extra stress on the word did highlight the emphasis of the contrast. Okay, so the weather here in Central Virginia, it is 50 degrees and sunny. As you can see, it is very, very sunny outside. And in about 20 minutes, I'm going for a walk. And maybe my dog Phoebe will join me. I haven't decided yet. How rude would that be if I went on a walk without her? She would be so mad at me. She would just sit there and go, Mama, why did you go without me? Why did you go? See how I'm using the past tense there? Did. And I didn't say, why did you went without me? I said, why did you go without me? I would never do that to Phoebe. Never. Where's Phoebe anyway? She should come out and say hello. Yes, 50 degrees Fahrenheit. What is that in Celsius? What is 50 degrees in Celsius? Oh, God. I asked that question the wrong way. Because I said it was 122 degrees Fahrenheit. So no, it is not 122 degrees Fahrenheit. It is 50 degrees Fahrenheit. You can Google it. It's chilly. I would wear a jacket and long pants or tights and a skirt, but it's not windy. If it's windy, it would make it feel cooler. But it's actually very nice out right now. It's very calm. Last week we had some crazy weather. It was pouring down rain Thursday and the beginning of Friday. I mopped up 2 buckets of water that leaked in my basement. Fun stuff. Being sarcastic there. It's not fun. It was not fun. Are there any more questions? I just wanted to tell my friend in South Africa again, I miss you, and I'm so glad we had a chance to catch up this way. I'm thinking of doing these about twice. Oh, I miss you too. I'm thinking about doing these about twice a week. But yeah, I'll text you or message you or put it on Twitter, announce on Twitter when I'm doing another live stream. And I want to thank you both. Thank you all. At one point I had 4 viewers. That was very exciting. I want to thank you all for watching. And if you like it, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I have over 90, maybe almost 100 videos up now and more to come, uploaded to my YouTube channel with free little snippets. Some are 30 seconds long and some are 20 minutes long. If you have some free time, you can plug your phone into your car radio and listen to it as you're driving to work. So subscribe and share and comment and like if you do like it. And I will try to get some more. That will help me get some more viewers. And because ultimately, and I say this all the time, ultimately the goal is to help you communicate better. And I think that what questions you have will help the general public learning English as well. All right. Well, thank you again. And it was great to have you viewers come see me. And again, like I said, there are going to be more videos. So I'm going to check out now. And bye.